Hello, hello, hello. It's Kathy Hampton here live, and we are going to get started journaling shortly. This is a live video. If you come in on the replay, do me a favor and type in a hashtag replay or please leave a comment. I hope that you come in and stay with me, um, and actually practice your journaling. Whether this is the first time journaling for you, or you're a seasoned journaler. Um, so journaling is a practice and a tool for many things. And tonight, it's our Sunday night kind of wind down from the weekend, headed into the week. We're going to have a little fun. We're going to use some crayons, some magic markers if you have them, or I have some colored pencils. Um, and we're gonna do a little exercise with drawing and a little writing. So this is Journal with Me. I'm Kathy Hampton of Wellside Retreats, and Wellside Retreats is a transformational destination retreat and life coaching service. I help Black women move away from what no longer serves them and move them into a place of wellness. Happiness and joy is the key, is the goal, the end game. So if this is the first time that you've seen this, seen my channel, please do me a favor, like, subscribe, and ring the notification bell. When you ring the notification bell, you'll be made aware of videos that are uploaded to YouTube. And I also have on Tuesdays and Thursdays, we meet at 7:30 a.m. for Journal with Me in the morning, where we get ready for our day through the practice of journaling, and we get a little introspective with pulling some affirmation cards and having a chat with one another. And leave a comment in the comments. Tonight, you can also leave a leave comments and be part of the discussion. I'm not here by myself because I've asked you to journal with me. So who we have in here? Hey, Elle, good evening to you. Thanks for joining me. I appreciate you. We're going to get started as soon as we can. We'll wait around for some other people to come in. And if you are watching and you're able to say hello, please do so I know that you're watching and who you are, get to know, so that I can get to know you. We are a community of journalers, and really have a good time on Tuesdays and Thursday mornings, as well as Sunday evenings, as we kind of wind down from the weekend. Depending on where you are, I hope that it's been a good day. I know down south there's been some thunderstorms and even tornadoes around and in Atlanta area, moving down towards Florida. Had rain here. I'm in the Philadelphia area, and today has been a really nice day. Children are actually outside playing basketball, doing all manner of spring-like things, so running around. So happy to be outside, and I've been resting. Yesterday, I was actually out in the rain and had a good day walking around in the rain, going from place to place. So it's been a good spring, soft rain where I've been. Today actually has been interesting. There's been in the Philadelphia area a warning about our water, and there's been some kind of some kind of accident in the Delaware River, so we couldn't drink the water for a while today. Let's see. So, Elle, you're in Charlotte. Okay. How are you? How's the weather there? I normally don't ask weather questions, but I have an 84-year-old mother who tells me the weather all the time, and her life. She would kill me if I told everybody this. Well, I'm telling everybody this. She tells me about the weather, no matter where we are. So you had hail this morning. Wow, in Charlotte. Okay, wow. Elle, any broken windows or anything? I hope not. I hope not. All right. Well, we're gonna get started. Elle, do you happen to have your journal or paper? Um, Anything other than a pen or pencil, if you so choose to get started. I have these colored pencils. I have these twistable. I went to the dollar store and got some stuff yesterday, and I got these crayons, which I think were really really interesting. I've seen them before. These are colors of the world crayons. So skin tone crayons. I thought that's kind of cool because we're not always just a brown or a darker brown or a white or a pink or there's different tones. So I got some of these. I don't know if I'm going to draw people or not, but I got them anyhow because I thought they were interesting. I think they're good for children to have too. We had hail this morning and then rain, but the suns came out this weekend. Okay, very good. I'm glad. Yeah, very good. Great. Okay, you do have your colored pencils and crayons. Very good. All right, well, we're going to get started. And how I wanted to start this, normally we do a 20-minute journaling session. And what I'm going to start out with is talking about a subject that I think is interesting I've blogged about. I have a blog on and you can get to that, and I'll give you the website where you can find that in a minute. But I blogged at one time about patterns and how we go through our life with certain patterns. We get hooked on one particular thing and we repeat it, and it becomes a pattern in our life. Sometimes we don't even realize the patterns that we have until maybe something disrupts our thought process, and we say, "Oh wow, I keep on doing this. I keep on doing this." Um, I can give you an example of for grown folks or even teenagers, because this happened to me when I was a teenager. It started, you know, looking at people who I thought were attractive, and I looked at the same type of person, was interested in the same type based on physical appearance, and whether they were athletic, And so that became a pattern for me. And so, or another pattern I had was how I ate in the morning. And I would have this was just a time when I was a mom dropping off kids at school and then rushing to work. And I'd have a cup of coffee at home, and then I'd get to work. But before I got in the building, I'd buy myself a chocolate donut with another cup of coffee because I didn't like the coffee inside. So there were these patterns that I always had. And I think we all have patterns. Hopefully some of them are beneficial for us. Then there may be some that aren't so beneficial, but if you become aware of the pattern and it's not beneficial, you can make adjustments to the pattern. And so tonight, what I'd like you to do, It's not serious. This isn't a serious thing, but when I wrote this blog post, I found a picture to talk about patterns, and it just so happened to be a young man who does some work with Dr. Seuss's pictures and puts them in some type of a design, a pattern. So I thought tonight would be interesting if we could first kind of tap into a pattern that you might have or think about it for a while and write we'll spend maybe about 10 minutes writing about thinking about a pattern that um, we've had and maybe still have. Think about it, and then we'll come back and think about the what would symbolize that pattern, and then draw the pattern as if you were going to create wallpaper with your crayons, with your pencils or pens. It could be an image or icon that symbolizes the thing or things in your pattern. So I hope that's good. And you understand what I'm asking you to do. So just basically we're gonna start with this is a prompt. Most of the time we are writing um, free flow, but today we're gonna write about a pattern that we might have, a pattern that we have had in our life of doing something or yeah, or maybe even a pattern of thought. So what is that for you? And I'm gonna write that down so if people come in while we're writing, then they'll know what to journal about. Let's see if I can get back in here and type this here. Um, and we'll get started. Okay, I hope that's not too many directions. That's what we'll do. Okay, so we'll get started. Elle, to my knowledge, you are about the only one on live, but that's okay. Good things come in pairs. So we'll move on. It's because of the weather change, people are out and about, I'm sure. So we have 10 minutes and we'll get started with that now. And if you're new here, all you need is a piece of paper and a pen to journal, or you can write with a big journal. I have a journal and I have a pen. So we'll get started. Make yourself comfortable and have fun with this. All right. Okay. So my little alarm went off. So take your time, um, and gently move toward finishing up any journaling you may have. So I'd be interested to know if you'd like to share your pattern. I'll share mine. Let's see, who do we have? Okay, Amir Star 86. How are you? Thanks for joining us tonight. Good to see you. Um, so Amir Star, I hope that my instructions were okay, or the prompt was okay. Um, okay, and that we were going to journal about a pattern that we may have formed in the present or past, and write about it and how it became a pattern, and then think of an icon or an illustration you can um, create or doodle. It doesn't have to be, anything fancy. If you are a really good graphic artist, that is great, because I am not, and that's a talent that I hope that I could one day get better at. But then we'll think of an icon that we can use to illustrate our pattern, like you would do with the fabric, on the fabric, or wallpaper, or just on our page. We'll color, if you have any colored markers or pens or whatever you would like to use. Paint, if that's at your disposal, go ahead. We are here to journal and have fun tonight. And I said I was going to do this because we get so caught up in kind of the seriousness of journaling, and it's all about having a little fun every once in a while. And that was inspired by Alicia Renice from Exodus Summit, um, who led us on a discussion about play. So I thought we would play a little bit tonight, and see what we can come up with. Okay, my pattern is about commitment. Okay, that's it. That's a good one. Yeah, I could say the same. I'd be interested to see what you come up with when you're creating an image of that, and how that would look. So I'm curious. So I'll share that my pattern is that for a long time I wore, kind of as my uniform, um, for work. I wore dark clothing. I wore a lot of black, navy blues. Then one year I decided, my kids were saying, "God, you always wear black." And then I started looking at what I was wearing, so I changed to browns. They weren't light brown, I do love rust and I love gold tones, so I mixed the gold with brown, you know. And then finally, I think it was around the pandemic, I started, I worked from home, so I started buying brighter clothing to wear. Before, even in my clothes for recreation would be dark. I wore a lot of um, dark clothing. So recently, well, I have navy on now, but I do have a shirt underneath that's a different color. So I decided that I was going to do my image of a T-shirt. I don't know if you can see that, but that's my shirt. So that's my symbol, and I'm just gonna color a pattern of shirts, colorful shirts, tonight, and yeah, see how that turns out. So and I'll be talking as I write or draw, and hopefully, this will be like a coloring session. Um, and if you can and you want to share something in the comments about your image, and maybe I can do that when I get off of. I'm on StreamYard. I can do that in YouTube. Leave a image, my image of my pattern. So let's say, I don't know, what do you think is a good okay, so Amir Star, you think Sunday Fun Day would be a good theme for you? Okay. Is that now, do you usually have fun on Sundays? Is that something that you normally do? Sunday should be a fun day, I think, especially if you are still in the workforce and have to go to work. Sunday should be a true day of celebration and kind of getting your mind together for work. I shouldn't assume that everyone has a hard time going to work on Monday. I didn't. I mean, I have had a hard time trying to change my mindset for many years to going back to work. But if you find pleasure in your work, then that's good, and it may not be so hard. So I shouldn't assume that everyone's struggling on Sunday nights. That's not. I don't think that's fair or accurate. So okay, so my symbol was just a black circle with white dots. Commitment. Okay, for commitment. All right. All right. So let's see how we can come up with a page or a pattern of um, of our pattern that we have actually done. Because if you have uh, a circle with dots, there's no commitment to black circle with white dots. Yeah, you're not committing to any one thing, one dot. So yeah, so bright colors. I don't know it, and I feel better wearing bright colors. I really do. I feel much better um, with the colors that I choose to wear nowadays. I think I started wearing dark colors because I worked for companies that were very serious, like law firms, very serious and you know kind of buttoned up. And if you were facing an attorney or partners or whatever, you had to dress a certain way so that it was, you know, acceptable. And I really don't have to do that anymore. And that's a great thing. It's a great thing for me. I do like nice clothes, but I don't like having to wear a lot of dark colors. Made me feel kind of depressed after a while, especially when someone made notice of it. Hi, Danica. This is yeah, great to see you tonight. You're enjoying the time to relax. Okay, good, good. So if you want to follow along with us, we got our journals or paper We have any kind of colored pen or pencil, markers or whatever, and we wrote about. I don't know if you were with us or heard us, but we're writing down a pattern that we've had in the past, and think about a symbol or of that pattern, and then draw it. We're making kind of like wallpaper or a fabric pattern on one or two pages, however you want. And that's what we're doing. Whatever you feel like doing, writing that down in text or an icon that's going to represent that pattern. I remember back in the day, my mother had, and I think for a lot of Black women, had a habit or pattern. I shouldn't say habit, but had you go to the hairdresser every 2 weeks. That was standard for our household. You went to the hairdresser every 2 weeks, and I broke out of that mold pretty quickly when I left my mother's house. um, Not that I didn't want to get my hair done, but as a college student, getting your hair done every 2 weeks was rough, or doing your hair every 2 weeks. I chose to do my hair myself every 2 weeks. And that called for sitting under the dryer with big old rollers in my hair. So that was um, that was my pattern, getting my hair done every 2 weeks. So, does anyone draw normally or paint? I'm actually looking for an illustrator. I need to. Anyone know of an illustrator? Please let me know. I wish I could be the illustrator. I'm doing my orange pen. Mhm. So, related to, I guess, patterns, some of the other patterns that I have thought of, and I don't know about you, is that we get into a pattern, our eating habits. My eating habits or patterns have changed over the years. And I love French fries. But for what some reason, I had a real bad pattern of getting French fries at the end of the day because I used to commute from New York to Pennsylvania. And I would drive from the train station and on the freeway, stop off at a McDonald's, order a large order of French fries, and then head home and still hadn't eaten dinner, still hungry. That became a really bad habit. and and it was a pattern. I shouldn't say habit. I keep on saying habit, but maybe it is a habit. I have to look that up. Patterns, habits, yeah. Um, and I would hide, I would make sure that I didn't bring the bag inside. I would hide the bag. I felt so bad. Isn't that awful to feel shame about some French fries? But I started gaining a lot of weight because I would sit so long on the train. It's an hour and a half ride, and then sit down in the car and drive. I should have been drinking water or something like that. But, you know, trying to forgive myself for for that. But that was that was a real serious pattern that I had to break. It's always funny when you look back at things that you've done. I think it's better to laugh about it than anything. I wasn't hurting anybody except maybe myself, and had to make some changes about how I was eating. But I love French fries. I don't even make French fries for myself anymore. I only have them on occasion when I go out to dinner or I'm really hungry. I will admit I had some yesterday. So maybe that's why this came up. I had some French fries yesterday. So, what do you all like to eat? What is it that you find yourself eating most of all? Now you're gonna have me drawing some pictures of French fries. Going to bed with French fries in my mind. I think everything in moderation is good. Okay, L fruits. Good for you. I can see a really nice picture of fruits in a pattern situation. Yeah. Better than my French fries. Although I love fruit. I wake up and I have a banana and I have blueberries right now that I just put them in a bowl and eat them throughout the day. Um, and yeah, I can't wait till watermelon is back out. But trying to find, the so-called seedless watermelon is a challenge. I love watermelon and peaches when you can find a good peach. Oh man, nothing like a good peach. And mango. I love mango. Love it. Love, love, love mango. Okay. All right. Well, I finished my little patterns of brightly colored t-shirts. I don't know if you can see my little t-shirts. Let's see. There you go, I guess. Yeah, my patterns no longer the dark t-shirts or dark clothing that I was once wearing. I'll try to put some more design in there. But yeah, try not to wear such dark colors nowadays. Have these. Oh, you love preserved mangoes. We call it red mango. Ate it so much my boyfriend banned me. I don't think I've ever had that before. Preserved mangoes. Is that like a jam, like a preserve? Huh. We were banned for mango. That is too funny. I bet that was good. All that sugar. Yeah. You got it. I love these comments. I love it. Let's see. So we got to pick our cards today. We've been picking some really good cards. And for those who haven't joined us before, this is the first time you coming in watching this. We pick affirmation cards and discuss them, make some notes about them, how they relate to us or resonate with us or not. And we'll be doing that in a little bit. But in the meantime, we're going to finish up writing about our patterns or our drawings, our coloring, and making our wallpaper, so to speak, or fabric, patterns of a fabric that you may have. Mine was about wearing dark clothes, and then I changed to wear more colorful clothing. Um, yeah, making myself look happier. Maybe if I looked happier, I would feel happier. And I started feeling pretty good wearing brighter clothes. There's something about it's nice to wear dark clothing, to go out for a evening event or something like that, but not every day. Or a nice floral dress. Yeah, that's what. You can wear blue jeans with just about anything, so you can always dress up some jeans, right? You're gonna stick around for the next prompt? Okay. Brown girl trades too? Good. Good. Thanks for coming by. Hope everybody's had a good day today. I've been resting, relaxing, doing a little bit of work every once in a while when the mood hits me. In Philly, we can't drink the water right now, and everybody has ordered water, and the water is sold out. Luckily, I have one of those zero pitchers so that I could put the water. I had water in it enough to last me for a while. I just got a note that my water can't be delivered. They say that you can drink a little bit of it, but it's a crisis, a water crisis in Philly. It's a terrible thing. You don't have clean water. So it's all good. All right. All right. So here we go. Let's see. Thanks for having something once worthwhile to come by for. I hope so. We're just having fun tonight. We have fun most of the time, even though we're talking about some, I don't know, some things. We still have. It's all about bringing some happiness to us. That's what I believe in. Yeah. Yeah. So, all right. So I'm getting ready to Brown Girls Trade 2. Can you pick a number for me between, let's see, between 25 and 35? Yeah, if you're still there, between 25 and 35. I'm going to pick out of this deck here and I'm going to read something. I'm going to pick out of the Cosmic Journey Oracle deck because 28. Okay. Let's see. 28. It's interesting how the numbers are picked. 28. I don't understand why this was. Okay. I have it, but it doesn't make sense to me out of this deck. That's one journey to the stars. Okay, let me look at another deck. $28. Now, mind you, if you haven't joined us before, I'm no oracle. I'm not a sharma. I'm not a priest. These are affirmation cards. I'm not a soothsayer. Yeah, I am none of that. Oh, okay. This is an interesting one. Never, we haven't had this one. I ended up changing decks because I don't know what the other card is all about. And this deck is Dear Self affirmation cards. Teresa Clark did this deck. And this card is about fail. 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 Okay. If I know I wouldn't fail, I wouldn't hesitate to blank. These are fill in the blank prompts. I never fail. My desires change with new experiences and my ideas evolve with time. I never fail. I gain wisdom which I put to valuable use. I never fail. So I won't hesitate to blank. Fail. If I knew I wouldn't fail, I wouldn't hesitate to blank. I never fail. My desires change with new experiences and my ideas evolve with time. I never fail. I gain wisdom, which I put to valuable use. I never fail, so I won't hesitate to blank. Okay, so this is the first time this card has been chosen here on Journal with Me. Fail. Yeah. I think sometime, what do you guys think about that? You just spend about 5 minutes. Maybe you can write some notes down on about failing or failure. I think it's a big deal in our community. failure. We think about failing a lot, unfortunately. And we're not going to make this heavy because we never fail. And why don't we ever fail? We don't ever fail. In fact, this was a topic of discussion for me this morning with someone dear and close to me. But there's no failure, really. It's just learning lessons from what may not have turned out the way you expected. Good, good, good. I'm glad you did. So yeah, spend about 5 minutes on that. About fail. Do we really fail? Do we really fail? You hit the back button. You're behind. Yes, I think that card that card was a deep one. But I'm gonna turn it around for you. I'm gonna turn it around for you, Elle. Uh, we don't want any insecurities coming up tonight. Not on a Sunday night. So I'm gonna share what I wrote about failing, because there are all these standards that are given to us, sometimes really artificial. We could think back to school days, and being anxious about some exam, or a subject matter that we may not have been really good at, or something like that. And that really puts me in a state, because I will share that I wasn't the best math person going on, and I was sat down, and it was all nighters for me. But I decided that I was learning, and anytime I didn't do well, or what was expected of me, is I would tell myself I'm still learning. So I didn't fail. I didn't fail. I didn't. I didn't meet the standard that was may have been set for me, and it may have been disappointing for some other people. But I just kept on rolling with the punches. So no, it's we learn from what we do. So you know I'm against that whole failure thing. We keep on learning as we go, and giving ourselves grace for it. um yeah, yeah. So you caught up, brown girls trade. What do you're not behind. You're not behind. um we haven't. I'm not going to say that anyone has failed. That was a heavy card. brown girl Brown girl trades too, came in and picked a deep card on us. But that's all right. We can still go with that, because a lot of people do believe that they have failed through things, and they get into a pattern of thinking. See, a pattern of thinking that they are failure. And I'm here to tell you that you know you can say that you failed if you want to, but I try to move away from that thinking for myself. There are some things that I was talking about this with a close someone I'm very close to, who is studying and believes that she needs to know the subject matter, like right in school, like before she gets to the class. You're supposed to learn something new. Um, Even if you have learned lessons over time and have not been able to fulfill um, the goal, or what, you just maybe it's not something not for you. Maybe there needs to be a transition, a change in whatever it is that you may not be doing well with. But tonight we will not fail. As I have been reaching deep, I have come to realize that I have a fear of failure and success. Yeah, and people do have those thoughts. People have those thoughts, and um, it's also when you decide. I decided that I'm not. I decided that I'm not trying to be perfect at anything. A lot of times, people feel that they have to be perfect. I don't ascribe to perfection, because if I did, I would never do anything. I would love to be very crisp and clear, and you know, but I have to move with the flow, with whatever comes my way, because that's the way I am. I wasn't built for perfection. I want to do too much. So I just keep on going. So um yeah, I appreciate your honesty and vulnerability about being fearful of failure. But yeah, I don't know about that one because I don't I don't lean into fear of failing. Um, there are times when I get stuck in trying to create something. I just told someone today that I have had a like a creative block, trying to create content and blog writing blog posts. I'm just really at a block, but that's not a failure. That's just a temporary stopgap that I have to start taking care of. I use myself not to talk about myself as, but I try to use myself as an example because that's how I do. That's I don't fear you know I, judgment. um, so yeah, so I don't know about fear of failure and how one gets over that, other than to believe that you have the abundance of everything you need inside of you to do whatever you want to do, whether it be in one particular thing or shifting to something else. And I'm sure you're successful. I'm sure of it. I'm sure you're successful. Yes. I'm seeing the pattern of fearing failure before even attempting to do the thing. Stock options. Oh, well, you know, there's risk involved in all of that. And if you and brown girl, trade to you want to step in here because I think we have had our lessons about stocks and all of that, and there's a risk, and there's going to be some, not failure, but there may be losses. It doesn't mean that you're going to fail. Okay, your failure is not forming the family that you wanted. Oh, is it too late, you think, brown girl? Is it too late to form that family that you've wanted? Have you written them down? Written have you described it? Have you thought about what it is and what it looks like, this family? Yeah, see, and that's what this community is about. We have people in here who know how to do all kinds of things. So brown girl trades, yeah. She'll help you out, Elle, with all of that, with the trading. But yeah, there are things that I want too. I talk about companionship all the time, and well, lately I have. But what trying to do is manifest what I desire and I won't, and I want. I don't believe it's a failure. It's a failure. I could easily speak to failed relationships, what people would consider failed relationships, but the failed relationships basically are things that the aren't failed. It's just a change. It's just a change, a transition that was probably be meant to happen. um and so I move on. But I don't and I can't say that you have to move on from wanting the family that you want. I hope that you get the family that you want. And manifest that in some way. Yeah. Yeah. I hope that I hope that comes to be. Yeah. So let's see. I have reframed how I think about it. Okay. Okay. Yeah, but I would call it a failure. Sometimes well, I don't know all the particulars and I don't and or anything. As I said, I can't see into the future for you or for me. But what I can do is all I know is that the sun rises every day, and if we are blessed to be here, there's an opportunity for us to have what we want and desire. Um, there's so many variables, but I do believe that we can. It may not be the way you want it to be. It may not be come at the time that you want it to come, but somehow it can materialize. I do believe that. I do believe in that, even for myself and this companion. I don't know what it's gonna look like. I don't know. I, yeah, I've got my notes down here. I'm manifesting it. I'm doing all the things that they say you're supposed to do. And to make it happen, visioning what I want, manifesting, actually going out and doing some of the work, being open and meeting people, um, speaking to people, exercising that those skills that I know I have that maybe I haven't used before. That is conversation, being open, being kind, um, flirting. Yeah, flirting even. Who knew? Complimenting. So just doing those things that may prove to be the things that you do for a family or for a companion or for whatever we want, that success that we want. Yeah, yeah. It calls for it calls for action. You can be inspired, but then what do you do? Yeah, very good book by Kirsten Brown. So you're inspired. What's next? Now what? Now what? Be inspired and see it through. Yeah. Yeah, new opportunities every day. Every day. You may not see the sun actually come over the horizon, but it does come up. It may be covered by clouds, but the sun is rising every day that we get up and are able to put our feet on the ground and basically say thank you, gratitude. So it's coming. It's coming. So brown girls trade too. I want you to tell me when you see any inkling of a family forming. I want to know about it. I really do. I want to know about that. I want to know about that. I want to read something before we get off here. We're not getting off for a little while. We got another 15 minutes. You can color, keep on coloring. You just did you see my masterpiece? You see my masterpiece. I don't know if you can see that. You see, that's my drawing. My colorful shirts. I no longer wear too many dark shirts. I do have a sweatshirt on, but I do have this colorful shirt underneath. I really do. I'm wearing colorful shirts. I got my nails colorfully done yesterday because I want blue skies. I got blue nails. Okay, let's see. Let's see another that I use. Let's see, what is this? I am loving and loved. Okay, I love that. And that's all that matters. You love yourself, you whatever you feeling that you aren't succeeding at, you have to love yourself no matter what in order for you to succeed. You can't not love yourself if you want to succeed. Yeah, I like that. Yeah, change the dynamic. Yeah, yeah. So I wrote about this is what I wrote about fail. Do I really fail? I don't fail. I may run up on unfulfillment, but do I fail? I suppose we can fail based on rubrics or expectations that set a standard. I think the word is hard. That's a hard word. And it's a conclusion. It's a conclusion, a conclusive word. Fail. Done. Period. And we just read a passage about how words create worlds. We did that on I think what was that on Thursday, about how words create the worlds. And that's a hard word. And I'm actually very happy that you chose that, Brown Girl Trades too. Um, and because we needed to hear it. Yeah, your words create worlds is what we talked about on Thursday. Your words are the magic spell that builds stories that either serve you or muffle your dreams. What words are you speaking forth into the world at this moment? We talked about that one word, fail. And yeah, it took some people down a few notches when we had been talking about beautiful patterns or patterns that we had that we wanted to create on paper. And just the thought of failure muffles our it muffles how we think. What words are you speaking forth into the world at this moment? Listen carefully to those around you. What do you hear? Our language determines what we believe is possible or impossible. Our words truly create worlds. So maybe I should go through the decks and take out all the negative words, or is it good to talk about the negative also? What you we know that when we talk about things that may not be positive, it it's just part of life, and you can't get stuck on those things. Um, or they will bring you down, and that's not what I choose to do. The other day, I think it was on Instagram, Stephanie Perry was talking about not caring about purpose, about people's purpose. She cares about, and I believe in this wholeheartedly, about dreaming. I care about people's dreams, not what your purpose is, because other people can tell you what your purpose is. People can tell you what grades you're supposed to get to be quote unquote successful when you are learning something. We all learn differently. So even in our day-to-day walk in life, we are learning new things about our environments, the people that we come in contact with. And if you quote unquote fail at something based on some artificial number or whatever, then you may have failed, or you just may not have fulfilled the goal or the rubric or the expectation. Doesn't mean that it's conclusive. and a lot of us believe that. That's how, um, we become marginalized. We're told that we aren't worthy. So we aren't accepting that. We aren't accepting that in our lives anymore. I refuse to do that. I refuse to do it. I'm glad to dive into failure to see the thought patterns. Yes, it's great to talk about all emotions, happy or sad. Absolutely. 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 Writing out 10 I am affirmations a day since, oh, okay. Been eye opening. I get to see how I see myself as well as how I don't see myself. Very good. Good. Yeah. And facing fear head on is the best way to overcome it and jump over it, dodge it, move around it, get over it, take the leap anyway, consider the risk, uh, be thoughtful, discerning about it. You can do that. There's so much that um, we have, we can safeguard ourselves with, and that's our minds, our abilities to think. Um, even when we're fearful, um, and even if there is a risk involved. So, um, using those dynamics and those variables can set one straight. So I hope that you can find success, knowing that, knowing those things. So there was something I wanted to read tonight, and yeah, because words are powerful. Words are really powerful. Okay, right into this reality. Okay, this one's dedicated to Black Girls Trade too. Right into this reality. Each day is like a blank page in a book. Your next chapter is ready to be written, and you get to pen exactly what you want into existence. Whatever is meant for you is now being written into this reality. You are writing your own mythical tale, downloaded from the infinite universe of possibility into the realness of your current reality. Turn off the inner critic looking over your shoulder. Simply write, as you are the hero in your own tale of divine destiny, perfectly unfolding. Journaling gets you into perfect alignment with your highest essence. What is the worst thing that can happen if you write down the dreams you are almost too scared to whisper to yourself? All right. Here's a question for you. If my pen were a magic wand, what would I write for the next chapter of my life? And the cosmic checkbook. Identify one specific thing you want to see within the next month and write how the universe would conspire to make this happen. Bonus points if you use a purple pen to align with your cosmic destiny. Get yourself a purple pen, Black Girl Trades too. I like that. That's card number 32 in this deck. Right into this reality. So, right into the reality. Write it down, manifest it, envision it, sit with it. Sit with it. I I'm sure that there are plenty of things that we really want, we haven't failed at, and we can make it work for us. It may not be the version in which you think it would be coming to you, but it could come. It can come. Yeah. Yes. Well, you like that reframe. Yeah. Have not met the rubric. Expectations gives hope. Yeah. Yeah. There are a lot of standards that don't meet us where we are. just because just because it is a standard of someone else, some institutional, some organizational thought, doesn't mean that we have failed. Maybe they have failed. Whatever, whoever they are, or whatever it is. Yeah. But I just say, and sometimes, I'm not perfect. I don't know everything. I'm not good at everything. But that's me. That's the beauty of me. That's the beauty of me. I'm good at a whole bunch of other stuff. So yeah. So, and I know that is true for most of us, all of us. We are, we are, we are dynamic and in our own right. We really are. So I hope you guys will join me again on Tuesday and Thursday at 7:30 a.m. if you can, depending on where you are. Most people are from the East Coast. I don't know if we have any West Coasters um, tonight. Um, but if you are from the West Coast and you come in and see this, I hope you leave me a message and say I came by. I have a lot of people on the West Coast, a lot of family and friends on the West Coast. Um, because of the time difference and whatever everybody's doing, I hardly see them. It's okay. Um, but yeah, this coming, it'll be, geez, it'll be April 1st on Saturday. Wow. And the second is a Sunday, and I will be en route somewhere. So I won't be on next Sunday, but I will be here on Tuesday and Thursday morning at 7:30 for Journal with Me. I hope that you can come back and do just that. I hope you have a great week and can you know keep up with loving on yourself and celebrating yourself. We talked about that a few weeks ago about celebrate, or maybe a week ago, about celebrating ourselves. Because if you don't, somebody else may not. But I always try to celebrate even the smallest of things that happen in my life or things that I have done or overcome. I give myself a high five, like give myself grace, you know. Yeah, because we aren't perfect. I don't. It's so exhausting trying to be perfect. I can't imagine having that issue. Um, I really don't think it's something that I have never been a perfectionist. I have family members who are perfectionists, and it's really sometimes hard for them to deal with a lot of things in their pursuit to be perfect. It's exhausting to me for them. So um, just be is do your best. Really do your best. What deck is that, Kathy? Okay, the deck that I read, the card. Okay, there are three decks that I use. In fact, I just ordered one. So the deck that I just read from, there's a little booklet that talks about the cards. These cards. This goes together, and I read the narrative for card number 32, and these cards are called the Cosmic Journey Oracle deck, and the Yannick Silver is the name of the person who created this deck. And Yannick Silver actually creates this deck for journaling, for the purpose of journaling. The other deck that we use quite often is the I Am Everything deck, and that's by Terisha Clark. You can find all of these, especially the Cosmic deck, on Amazon. But then she's on Etsy and some other creative sites, Terisha Clark. And she also did the one with Fail, where you fill in the blanks, Dear Self Affirmation card deck. Yeah. And so it's basically you create, filling in the blank. So those are all of the decks that I've used so far. I just ordered another deck that should be coming up. And they're kind of like reminders, because a lot of this stuff we know already. We just have to be reminded about, the fact that we don't really fail. I don't believe we fail. Yeah. We have to be reminded about things, so that we don't get into a pattern of you know doing certain things. I would love to see your pattern drawings. If you feel so inclined to post them in the comments once this go, in the live video comment feed, be great. If not, no worries, no worries. But yeah, patterns. We have sometimes there's a pattern of poor thought, but let's get into pattern of celebration, pattern of you know of thinking good words about good words, success, you know, um, those things that serve us, that will serve us well. Yeah. So those are all the decks that I use. There's some other. There are some other. Oh, Black Artivism is here. All right. How are you? Great to have you on. Um, yeah. So Black Artivism, I was talking about illustrators. Maybe I have to talk to you about an illustrator. Artivism has a book, and I don't have it right near me, but she has a coffee table book of artists that she created, and yeah, so she knows about artists and creation. Also, glad to have you on journaling with us today. So we're gonna meet up again on Tuesday and Thursday at 7:30, and yeah, I hope to see you all on those days. Next Sunday we won't meet, but it's been a good Sunday as we wind down. I hope you have a great night, and thanks for dropping by. All right, love to you. Love to you. Bye bye. Good night.